I mean, you know, you can look in the clouds and see patterns. You can look on a piece of toast and see Mother Teresa if you want. With a lot of rocks and a lot of shadows, you're going to see a lot of things. And I think the point is we all want to believe. It's like Fox Mulder. We all want to believe it's out there. So if you're looking for it, you want to see it, you're going to find it.
Okay, well, indulge me for just a minute here. A lot of these things just look like lumps of sand or rock, but the thing that looks like a pyramid does seem strangely geometrical of a kind of, well, you don't see a lot of geometrical three-dimensional objects in nature.
Well, you don't, but you do. I mean, look at snowflakes. I mean, crystal structures have linear planes, and certain crystallite rocks, if you shear them, will shear along a plane. So you're right. You don't see a pyramid very often, but as I say, there are a lot of rocks, and I think snowflakes are a great example. If snowflakes were bigger, they'd look like they were engineered. They'd look like Christmas ornaments. And nature produces lots of amazing structures. And you're right, it's there. Although, if you were going to build a pyramid, I was just looking at it online before we talked, and it's certainly on a hill. You'd figure you'd do it on a flat plain. I don't think the Egyptians ever built a pyramid on the side of a hill. But anyway, I guess the Martians think differently.
Well, let me ask you about this in a different context, which is, are we looking for the wrong stuff? If there really was life on a planet beyond Earth, would it be more like fungus? Would it be like a bacteria? Would you need a microscope rather than a camera to see it?
That's a fantastic question. You hit the key point. We think there may have been life on Mars. There may even be extant or extinct microbial life on Mars. The conditions on Mars right now are such that no kind of life that we know of would exist very easily. The atmosphere is 100 times thinner. The average temperature is 80 degrees below zero. It's a harsh environment. But Mars was once wetter and warmer, and there is water. There's water underground. There's evidence that water flowed on Mars, and that there were once streams and maybe small lake beds. So there could have been conditions where microbial life could have survived on Mars, probably much earlier, billions of years ago. The interesting thing to me is that any life on one planet would actually move to another, because we get rocks from Mars all the time here on the Earth. And so the interesting question to me is whether the Earth, well, the first question is whether life first arose on Mars and then was transported to the Earth by meteors, or vice versa, and whether if early forms of life on Earth might have been knocked out by meteors or asteroids that hit the surface of the Earth and landed on Mars, whether we might have polluted it or it might have polluted us. So as I've often said, if you want to see what Martians might look like, you might sort of look in the mirror, or rather say we are Martians, that we colonize the planet. The bottom line is that microbes might have existed, and that's what we're looking for. And if we find it, the fascinating question will be just that. Are these microbes that evolved independently? Because if they really did, if two different objects in our solar system evolved life independently, then it means the universe is full of life, and it means life evolves very easily. On the other hand, maybe it's our cousins. Maybe there was a single genesis here on Earth or on Mars, and one polluted the other. And that's a really fascinating question, because what we're really interested in, of course, is not microbial life on